Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and today I am going to talk about how we're all learning, and that is okay, and that is cool, and how to, I guess, take accountability in the point that we're all learning. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, how far ahead in your spiritual journey you are, or what's exactly happening for you, we're all always learning. There's no limit to expansion. Um, I really like this saying that has stuck with me through all of my life since like music school. My teacher was quite amazing, quite talented, um, also well known in her craft, and she has said countless times that there are no limits to excellence. And it's not necessarily about perfection or perfectionism or being OCD and or something like that, right? It's not about that. It's more about the point that regardless of how good you get, regardless of how much you know what you're doing, there's always higher horizons to go to. One of the things that I really also enjoyed recently hearing, I'm just gonna like throw out a bunch of quotes on the same topic, is it just freaking flew out of my freaking mind. I just woke up out of a nap being kicked out of my bed by my guides. So bear with me. That's why I kind of look like I just got out of bed because I kind of did. Um, but basically, when you get to a expert level of anything, basically when you go to the point of being experienced in what you do or what you've been doing for 5-10 years, maybe more, maybe less. um it actually, like, the craft, the subject, the topic, it becomes more complicated somehow, and it's not a negative, it's actually a huge positive. That things are improving, things are getting better in the sense that they're becoming more intricate and interesting. you know there's always a next level, another, evolution, or a step to that evolution. Just because we get experienced and bored and maybe are going through motions or through the same stuff, it doesn't really mean that our journey and what we do stops there. It just means that we might be sitting in a space where we are reflecting on our capabilities or on our abilities, and what do we want to do with it, if we want to switch lanes and go to somewhere else, or maybe, throw a bit of a twist in our actions, in our craft, in our practice, and make it a bit more different, unique, maybe experiment with the possibilities of what can be done, what has been done, and what hasn't been done. There's never a limit to how much we can, I guess, keep succeeding, keep creating mistakes as well. That's a huge part of it. Is, we keep having this youthful approach, to whatever we do, even if we've been doing it for a really long time. We keep being excited by it. We keep being open to new options, new terrain, new possibilities, you know. And it doesn't really stop, does it? It just becomes more interesting. It becomes more varied. It becomes full of opportunity to see something become like a more fleshed out reality, more fleshed out like ecosystem or experience in general, right? I guess if you're currently struggling with the point of what to do or where you're at or whatever it is, right? Maybe you want to switch career paths. Maybe you want to take up a new hobby. Maybe you're tired of like painting or carpentry or something, or even the spiritual side of things, and you want to spice it up somehow. Or maybe you want to continue the same thing, but you feel like you're hitting a wall, like something is there that's making you think like there's nothing else out there for you. don't be so quick to, put that away, or to say that about yourself. It's way more, expensive than that. You still have something that you can do and you can move to. Just let yourself be in this space of being like, I am done with this cycle, maybe. Most of the time, it's, you start feeling that when you're at an end of a certain period of time, or a cycle, or a life stage, or a chapter, or maybe even just a season, right? But that's the time when you don't necessarily need to be doing or evolving or creating as much. All you need to really be doing is relaxing, reflecting, thinking about the things you liked, maybe you didn't like, maybe you want to, just look at the horizon ahead of you and dream of what, you could be doing, what could be interesting, what maybe you did like in the past, maybe you don't like anymore, right? Maybe that's done. It's a good place to be at because you are literally looking to a new beginning, to a new birth. And it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, especially if you've been through so much that eventually you get to this feeling of like, there is nothing else for me out there in any aspect of life or interest, or what have you. That's a hard feeling to be sitting with. But most of the time, it's a feeling. It's not necessarily the truth of the matter. Um, Maybe you've just gotten to a point where you need to experience life completely anew, or the craft, or the person, or whatever, right? You need something completely new, unknown, unplanned, because if you don't know it, how can you plan it? um, it's kind of just a stepping in the right direction. And it can be scary because the experience you've just had, the understanding, the knowledge has really sunk in. Maybe you've become an expert. Maybe you've become super talented, super duper talented, right? But that doesn't mean it's the end of it, right? It's legitimately creating a whole different experience where previously you had options, you could pick and choose on what to do and how it's going to go and etc. But now there's a need for trust for anyone trying or wanting to really break through into a different lifestyle, into a different way of feeling or experiencing themselves. And that takes a different type of commitment, not exactly the discipline where you know what you're working with and you're basically practicing as much as you can and going along and seeing how it's gonna get fleshed out or whatever. But it's more like, okay, we have tools now. We have a different perspective. We have a unique understanding or just approach to ourselves, our lives, and these different interests that we've had for maybe a little while, maybe multiple years, right? And because a lot of like our society is changing in so many quick and different ways, even if the craft's been around for a while, the people doing it and how they do it and why they do it and how they feel doing it, all of that is very different. I believe that's probably so different that it's not really ever been the case on this planet. Like the same expression is kind of unique, because it's going to be these people in this place in this time, and you're the adventure of it, you're the discoverer of it. You can go and find yourself in this unknown. Maybe just sit a little bit before you decide to take that journey on, because it's not the same as it was before. I think I think I've made my point. We'll see, maybe something of the topic is going to pop up again in the near future. I know that I've already mentioned this in some ways, in different ways, but I guess it's important for someone to hear who feels like they've been through it, they've done all of it, there is nothing there for them, there's nothing to choose from because the catalog that they're flipping through is just, same old, boring, or it doesn't resonate with them. Um, this is kind of just like a guiding message or a reminder, a friendly reminder to know that this is all exploration. This is all a journey and an adventure. And if you knew every step of the way, it'd be just playing out a freaking movie you've already seen. And we're trying to get out of that loop, out of that expectation that that's the happy life and that's the real joy of it and that's just how we all are. We are daring to expand our horizons and what we can expect from ourselves or from what we create and from what we do as we become those people, as we go there. If you're having a tough time with this, do not worry. I believe you seeing this video is a sign for you to be open to change and that anything can happen at a drop of a hat. If you're gonna stay excited, open, you will see that you can actually see forward and do whatever you need to. I don't know why my frame rate is dropping. I don't know if that's gonna be picked up on the camera, on the recording. I can't do anything about it. Also, if you see smoke, I had to put on a incense stick, like a smelly stick, that's what I call them. And I haven't actually done that for a while, so that's quite interesting. Kind of feels like, yeah, and it came back. I don't know if that frame drop was visible to you guys as well, but regardless, I think it's a good spot to leave here. Yeah, keep going. You're gonna figure it out, and you're going to be reignited when you're done looking over what it is that you feel like in many different ways. Give yourself the time because that'll make it all the while like more worth it and easier going forward. So yeah. Thank you so much again for watching and joining me on this little video conversation thingy. I really appreciate your presence and your support and your comments. It's very actually exciting for me to have people, sharing how they feel about this stuff. It's really fun. So I'm gonna go do my thing today. I will possibly be also streaming like tarot and video games already around this time. So if you want to tune into that, you can click on Twitch down below in my description section. It's going to be like a separate button for itself. Yeah, I do personal readings on there and gaming. And if you want some poetry from me, you can go check out my Instagram and, connect with me on Etsy if you want to do personal work. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Sending you a lot of love and compassion for wherever you are in the world, in your life, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.